Key Principles, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Introduction. Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck cuts through the bullshit of traditional self-help, delivering a raw and refreshing perspective on living a meaningful life. This series, Key Principles, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, distills the book's core concepts, exploring how to prioritize what truly matters, embrace pain, and live without regrets. Let's dive into the art of giving a fuck about the right things. Part 1. The Counterintuitive Approach. Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck throws a wrench into the traditional self-help machine, delivering a raw and often profane perspective on living a meaningful life. This section explores the book's core argument against relentless positivity and the importance of focusing on what truly matters. The problem with traditional self-help. Manson eviscerates the constant barrage of positive thinking and the pursuit of happiness at all costs. He argues that this approach often sets up unrealistic expectations and leaves people feeling like total failures when life inevitably throws them a curveball. He points out that this constant need to feel good often avoids real issues. The value of not giving a fuck. Manson advocates for prioritizing what truly matters in life and letting go of the rest. He emphasizes the importance of choosing your battles wisely and focusing your energy on things that align with your values. It is important to give a fuck about something, but not everything. The backwards law. Manson introduces the backwards law, which states that the more you desperately try to feel good all the time, the more miserable you become. He argues that embracing negative experiences and accepting discomfort is essential for growth and happiness. The constant pursuit of happiness creates unhappiness. Part 2. The Importance of Values. Mark Manson argues that the key to a meaningful life lies in choosing and prioritizing your values. This section delves into the difference between good and shitty values and the importance of taking responsibility. Choosing your values. Manson emphasizes that everyone values something, but not all values are created equal. He urges readers to identify what truly matters to them and to align their actions with those values. This requires introspection and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about oneself. Shitty values versus good values. Manson distinguishes between shitty values, such as pleasure, material possessions, and constant positivity, and good values, such as honesty, integrity, and personal growth. Shitty values are often superficial, uncontrollable, and socially destructive, while good values are grounded in reality, controllable, and socially constructive. He highlights that chasing shitty values leads to a shallow and unfulfilling life. Taking responsibility. Manson stresses the importance of taking complete responsibility for your own problems and circumstances. He argues that blaming others or external factors only perpetuates victimhood and prevents personal growth. Acknowledging your role in your own suffering is the first step toward finding solutions. You are responsible for how you choose to interpret your experiences. Part 3. The Pain of Growth. Mark Manson argues that pain and struggle are not only inevitable, but also essential for personal growth. This section explores how to embrace pain, choose your struggles, and solve problems effectively. Pain as a catalyst. Manson argues that avoiding pain is a fool's errand. Instead, we should embrace it as a necessary part of the growth process. He suggests that pain often signals areas where we need to improve or change. Trying to avoid pain just creates more pain. The choice of struggle. Manson emphasizes that everyone faces struggles, but we have the power to choose which struggles we're willing to endure. He argues that meaningful struggles lead to personal growth and fulfillment, while meaningless struggles lead to frustration and resentment. You will suffer, so choose your suffering. How to solve problems. Manson offers a practical approach to dealing with life's challenges, emphasizing honesty, responsibility, and action. He encourages readers to confront their problems directly, rather than avoiding them or making excuses. He advocates for taking small, consistent steps toward solutions rather than seeking quick fixes or magical answers. The only way to solve problems is to face them. Part 4. The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Mark Manson concludes by providing practical strategies for living a life aligned with your chosen values, including setting boundaries, dealing with failure, and confronting mortality. Saying no. Manson emphasizes the importance of setting boundaries and saying no to things that don't align with your values. He argues that people-pleasing and trying to accommodate everyone else's needs leads to resentment and a loss of personal integrity. Learning to say no allows you to prioritize what truly matters to you. Saying no to the things that don't matter allows you to say yes to the things that do. Dealing with failure. Manson argues that failure is inevitable and that we should learn to accept it as a part of life. He encourages readers to view failure as a learning opportunity and to move on without dwelling on past mistakes. He argues that the fear of failure often prevents people from taking risks and pursuing their goals. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of success. The inevitability of death. Manson argues that confronting the inevitability of death can provide valuable perspective and help us live a more meaningful life. He encourages readers to focus on what truly matters to them in the limited time they have. He argues that avoiding the topic of death leads to a life of fear and regret. Facing the reality of death helps you to live more fully. Committing to your values. Manson concludes by emphasizing the importance of living a life that is truly meaningful to you based on your chosen values. He argues that authenticity and integrity are essential for a fulfilling life. He encourages readers to take responsibility for their choices and to live without regrets. Living a life that aligns with your values is the ultimate not giving a fuck.